Ibrahim Traoré just issued a warning to Netanyahu that's shaking diplomatic circles across Africa and beyond. And he didn't whisper it. He said it loud, clear, and without a script. We see you and we will respond. This isn't just rhetoric. This is a frontline declaration from one of Africa's boldest voices to a prime minister who's grown comfortable with impunity. What exactly did Traoré say? And why is this moment triggering shockwaves around the world? Stay with us because this changes everything. Tensions between African nations and global powers have reached a boiling point, but this time it wasn't the usual players. A statement attributed to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu allegedly warning unnamed African leaders to stay in line or face consequences sparked outrage. While Israeli officials later claimed it was taken out of context, the damage was done. But it was Ibrahim Traoré, president of Burkina Faso, who didn't wait for clarification. He responded in full on live television during a high-level press briefing in Ouagadougou. He paused, leaned forward, and addressed the camera directly. Not his people, not his cabinet, Netanyahu, by name. We are no longer colonies, Traoré said. We are sovereign states, and if any foreign leader believes they can threaten Africa into submission, they are gravely mistaken. Then he turned the volume up. Let this be clear to Mr. Netanyahu. Burkina Faso does not answer to Tel Aviv. We do not answer to Washington, and we do not answer to any force that believes it can buy or bomb its way into our soil. The room went silent. Traoré continued, if you come for one of us, you come for all of us. Africa is not yours to threaten. The statement, clipped and shared within minutes, went viral across social media, especially among Pan-African networks, resistance movements, and global human rights groups. It wasn't just what he said, it was how he said it. Calm, fierce, and unapologetically direct. Israel's foreign ministry declined to comment. Western media barely touched the story. But inside the African Union and among resistance voices across Mali, Niger, Guinea, and even South Africa, Traoré's warning landed like a war drum. In Mali, Colonel Amy Goita reposted the clip. In Guinea, Doumbouya issued a statement echoing Traoré's stance. Across African Telegram groups, hashtags like #Africa will not bow and #We stand with Traoré began trending. What Netanyahu might have seen as political posturing had now triggered a regional response, and from leaders who are no longer afraid to defy international pressure. For them, Traoré's statement wasn't reckless. It was overdue, and it forced a question the West didn't want to answer. What if Africa stopped asking permission? Ibrahim Traoré has become more than just a Birkin Bay leader. In the eyes of millions, he's becoming a symbol of African defiance. Especially against foreign interference, exploitation, and two-faced diplomacy. His warning to Netanyahu wasn't about Israel alone. It was about every nation still treating Africa like a pawn on a geopolitical chessboard. And his timing was no accident. With the Sahel alliance growing stronger and France forced out of key territories, Traoré sees a shift coming. A shift where African nations speak, act, and defend their sovereignty on their own terms. His message is clear. We're not just rising, we're remembering who we are. If you think Africa will remain silent while its people are threatened, think again. That was Traoré's final line, spoken without notes, without hesitation, and without diplomatic filters. For some, it was too bold. For others, it was exactly what they've been waiting to hear. Because for decades, Africa has been pressured, bribed, threatened, and isolated. But in Traoré, many believe they've found a leader who doesn't flinch. Netanyahu hasn't responded publicly, but the silence speaks volumes. And Traoré, he's already moved on to the next battle. This is Traoré Uprising. We don't report for clicks. We report for those who've been silenced. If you believe in the power of a sovereign Africa, if you believe in voices like Traoré, hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment below. Do you think Traoré's warning was justified or dangerous? Because in the new world rising, silence is no longer an option. If you believe voices like Traoré's matter, like this video. It's not just a click, it's karma. Subscribe to Tro Uprising if you stand for truth, not silence. And tell us in the comments, where are you watching from? Your voice counts. Your presence matters. Let them hear us.